So just as you are, letting go of expectations for how this is going to go or should go, and seeing if we can drop into just the experience of this moment to come into our senses. So deliberately and gently unhooking from any thoughts that might be around, any associations, any mental proliferations. They can still be here as a part of experience, but not needing to hook into them, but rather um, dropping our attention into our feet. Feet are a nice long way from thoughts in our head. So we can drop our attention all the way down into the feet. And the likelihood also is that your feet are on the ground. So this invites a quality of grounding, earthing. Noticing whatever is going on in your feet at this moment. And I'd like to bet that your feet are not ruminating. Whatever's going on there, whether there's like heat or um, itchiness or restlessness, the feet themselves are not thinking. So can you allow your attention just to drop and rest in whatever the feet are experiencing, including any gaps in between sensations? And the tendency may be for the mind for our attention to wander back into um, ideas and associations, a kind of daisy chaining of concept after concept, which is totally normal and indeed very powerful and helpful much of the time. But isn't so helpful when we're fused with it and it's taking us in an unrealistic or difficult direction. So we can just choose. We're just practicing choosing, coming back to the feet, and cultivating choice by returning to sensations in the feet. Find yourself, or find your mind telling you a story. And just say, oh, noticing storytelling, no problem. Coming back to the feet. And coming back to the actual sensations in the feet, not the idea. Of course, I have to use words because that's how I can communicate to you what I'm inviting you to practice. But the words are not the practice. So now letting go of the feet and inviting you to bring attention to your hands. Again, not the idea of your hands, but the region of your being that the word hands points to. Can you let that be center stage? That rolling process of experiencing. So for now, you don't need to try and understand anything or compare your experience with any other experience or evaluate or aim for something to happen. For now, letting go of the power that and the distress that um, the mind's proliferations can bestow, and instead just seeing how it is to rest in being. Just the experience of the present moment, nothing extra needs to be clung to. Now, how about giving ourselves another anchor to drop into the experience of sitting? So directing attention to your sit bones, the bottom, and attuning to the contact with the seat connection. Maybe aware of the quality of what clothing you're wearing here, a sense of temperature, texture. And to come back here when you notice the mind has, or attention has drifted into um, associative, associative mind, we might call it. Developing the capacity to let go of rumination and just to see it for what it is. Patterns of mind that have been created and that become automatic over time. Seek can be very helpful to come back to, particularly if we um, feel particularly scattered. Seek offers a quality of waiting, centering, steadiness. And incidentally, each time we notice the mind wandering and we treat it with gentleness and come back, we're laying down a new pattern, the association of choice with the mind's wandering, that it is possible to notice and come back and to, even if momentarily, be freed from the old habits of mind. So as well as unhooking from old associations, we're um, making new ones. How about bringing attention now to the experience of breathing? In the belly or the chest or the nostrils. Feeling free to choose a different anchor place if the one that I'm suggesting at any particular moment is not what you need to connect to for now. And perhaps when you have the experience of the mind wandering, you might kind of chuckle to yourself. Oh, yeah, there goes meaning making mind off doing its associative thing. Very helpful. But for now, we're cultivating the capacity to come back from it. centering to this breath in this moment. With our next out breath, we might let go of tending to the breath and opening out to the whole of our being, maybe the whole of our body, first of all, to open. So expanding from the anchor, slowly expanding beyond the body, staying in the present moment. We might let the eyes open, a sense of opening to the environment through seeing and hearing, opening to the connection of other people who are here. And I invite you to thank yourself and each other for um, engaging with this practice. This thanking of ourselves, by the way, is a way of laying down and strengthening the an attitude of kindness.